seasons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, what is this your wife from James Cooley? And, we just finished up the Thanksgiving weekend, the week, or everything leading up to December, and we got to get ready for the show. We have to get ready for that, all of those type of things for the show, meaning Christmas, because I believe that life is all about, in my opinion, in my belief, the Son of God. And God sent his son down to save the earth. And so Christmas is here. And I believe that we need to start celebrating Christmas. It's not all about just Christmas Day, everybody get a gift. It's all about remembering what Christmas is. And you know what I'm talking about.
I can finally agree with you, JC, because I'm one of those people that I don't like really to start getting into the Christmas season until December 1st, but it's December 3rd. It's Friday. It's a good time to start getting into the spirit of things. It's just like you said, it's the spirit of Christmas. It's time to, remember, what the season is all about, which is about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If gifts come, that's great, part of the deal, but it's not about that. And people should really just take some time to reflect.
And I believe that that's how it is. Michelle, what are your thoughts?
I think Christmas has
Turn Michelle up.
lost. I think Christmas has lost the actual meaning of Christmas has lost
Turn her up more.
the real meaning. It's really about you know, it's about Christ. It really is about Christ, and it's nice to get a present here or two and celebrate. There's nothing wrong with that, but the true meaning should always be reinforced in all families. It's not just about getting gifts, gimme, gimme, gimme. So I'm with you.
And I tell you, that's what I believe. And Noel, I believe that we'll do in the next couple of weeks, prior to Christmas, we'll do a show on Christmas. What we just did a show on thankfulness, but we need to do a show on what does Christmas mean to us or
I
mean to
agree.
you.
And you might have some similar overlapping themes, but it's a much different, I believe it's a much different holiday as far as what you should be reflecting on. Thanksgiving, it is about that grateful, thankful spirit that you should carry all year round. And it's not necessarily having a religious overtone to that. But Christmas is a little different because, again, it's about being thankful, yes, but also remembering, Christmas is about where it all starts. It starts with Christ and what he offers us in return after his birth.
And so, Noel, we're gonna plan that show in the next couple of weeks. But I want to talk about the show tonight. I want to talk about hot topics. And hot topics to me is there is no partisan opinion. I mean, partisan, what I mean by a Democratic or a Republican opinion on this. It's the things that happen in our society that we need to be aware of. And Michelle has chosen three great topics to talk about. And I tell you, we got two panelists that's going to help us navigate through this. And our listening audience, you can be a panelist as well. If you call in at 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Michelle, first of all, I would love for you to just tell our listening audience what's the topics of hot topics today, and introduce these two great panelists.
Yes. December 2021 hot topics. First topic is COVID may be America's and the world's biggest challenge in over 100 years. The The next topic, hate crimes reach the highest level in more than a decade. And the third topic is why some U.S. cities are facing a spree of smash and grab crimes.
Okay, so I'll tell you, why don't we introduce these? What tell them a little bit about these two great guests.
Yes, our first panelist is Yvette Leslie. Yvette Leslie is the inventor of the Smarter Hook. Her previous background was spent in financial services with 17 years as a compliance manager and 10 years as a financial advisor. Yvette was featured in Courageous Woman magazine, One Woman's Journey to Produce Her Own Product. The Smarter Hook was also featured in Houston Chronicle, Happy Handyman. The Smarter Hook can make your life easier, dated August 12th, 2019. Yvette encountered many obstacles and fears in pursuing her dream in an industry that she was not familiar. Her tenacity and strength helped her to overcome those hurdles. The Smarter Hook has over 50 uses. The Smarter Hook's most popular uses on the grocery cart, stroller, walker, and luggage. Today, Yvette's product can be found in over 110 stores, including hospital gift shops, pharmacies, hardware stores, and boutiques throughout the United States, including Alaska, Guam, and Hawaii. Our next panelist is retired Navy Lieutenant Commander William Smiley. As the lead program manager for cybersecurity for the Program Executive Office for Submarines, U.S. Navy, Lieutenant Commander Smiley is responsible for ensuring all program managers, engineering, IT professionals, as well as senior leadership understands what is required for obtaining critical authorization to operate OCONUS, CONUS, and at sea for the Department of Navy. Mr. Smiley has over 35 plus years of specialized cyber ISR unmanned vehicles, information technology, naval industry experience. He honorably served over 25 plus years in United States Navy military service, retiring as a lieutenant commander. And we welcome Yvette and Commander Smiley to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life as our guest panelists for 2021 December Hot Topics.
Wow, I want to welcome both of you guys here. Uh, Great friends of mine. Honesty, integrity, and ethics, it just shines bright when I'm around you guys and talking with you guys, and that's why you guys are the panelists tonight. But Michelle, I want to dive straight off into our first topic.
Yes. Topic one, COVID may be America's and the world's biggest challenge in over 100 years. A year and a half since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the global economy is poised to stage its most robust post-recession recovery in 80 years in 2021. But the rebound is expected to be uneven across countries as major economies look to set to register strong growth, even as many developing economies lag. First question is, in your opinion, what has the economic impact of COVID in regard to specific industries? What is that impact in your opinion, James?
Wow. Well, I believe that just like you mentioned, this is our biggest challenge of my lifetime and your lifetime as well. Nothing happened like this other than the 19, I think 2021 flu. And the world kind of went through a similar uh, distress as it relate to this. And I think during our lifetime, we're seeing something that we only read about in history that's causing to everything that we do in life. And I believe that this is so uh, devastating that anything that we do in life, our way of life, our thoughts, I mean, the things that we have become accustomed to is totally affected by this devastating disease. And I know that we have people, I'm not a Democrat or I'm not a Republican, I'm kind of down the middle. I know we have people that don't want to talk about this. They don't want to have anything to do with this because it's just let's just get away with it. But it's devastating our economy. It bringing division in the way that we think, and it's a disruption on our lives in general. And I believe that it must be talked about in order for us to get a understanding and a feeling, regardless of which side of the aisle that we're on, whether we are worrying about vaccinations or we'll be worrying about, I'm not going to get that. It doesn't matter. It's affecting our lives. And I tell you, we're going to take a station break, but Michelle, what I want to do is come back and I want to bring Commander Smiley on. I want to bring Yvette on and get their thoughts on this question. If you want to be part of the conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. I'm James Cooley, back shortly after this.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Are you a veteran over the age of 65, or were you married to a veteran over the age of 65? If so, we want to make sure you're getting all the VA benefits you deserve. Veterans Advocacy Associates is a nonprofit organization whose sole goal is to help veterans get the benefits they've earned and deserve. They've helped thousands of veterans and their surviving spouses understand and receive VA benefits. Call them even if you have previously been denied. Call 951-296-6755 or visit myvaa.org. That's myvaa.org.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm James
All right.
Cooley, host of the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. And in the new audio version of my book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, you can join me as I share my true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of my book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet on Amazon and wherever audio books are sold.
Okay.
The Jc Cooley Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was started in October of 2014. The Jc Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, young adults, and citizens of our great communities nationwide and overseas. We hope that you'll be able to take part in one or more of the many exciting events that we are offering this year and experience firsthand the pride we take in supporting our cause. It's our mission to equip the youth of today for the challenges of tomorrow.
Okay.
And we rely heavily on the generosity of individuals and business owners for support. Without the assistance of community-minded individuals just like you, we wouldn't be able to serve our youth each year. We ask that you make a commitment to support our annual appeal by making a cash donation. This year's goal is $50,000. Your generosity will assist us in making a difference in the lives of the youth in our community. You can give online at cooleyfoundation.org. Remember that every donation makes a difference regardless of size. The Jc Cooley Foundation thanks you in advance for your contribution.
Oh, yeah.
Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, the true life coming of age story by James Jc Cooley. Using humor, wit, and engaging storytelling, James paints a picture about his arrival in a rural deep South town and realization that life would never be the same. Cooley lays out his struggle to adjust from city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Jc Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
Tired of flashover substance, done with negative news? I'm Dr. Wendy Patrick, attorney, patriot, and
You like that thing with that I sent you earlier today with Todd and I, AJ?
Man, I love that, man.
Wasn't that fun?
Man, that was so cool. I would love to get that guy on, but I know what my directions is from the studio. It won't be free if they decide to come on, but it won't cost them a whole lot. But man, that was so cool, bro. I want to try those liquids.
Well, you come to the right place because I got the stash, man. I'll hook you up.
Hey, I got to. I'll be there. But let's talk about that one, man.
Protect the country we
And
know and love.
I
There's
love,
one
and I
who
would
knows
love
the
what
way
you guys
out of
just
this
did
mess.
today.
Charlie Kirk
If that
is
makes
the
any sense.
answer. He's
Uh,
relentless. He
That
will
was so
not
cool,
stop till
bro.
he reaches
I
every
listened to every
person
second of it
here.
twice.
Listen to him.
Well, see, and see what all this says is we need to do a James Cooley cooking taste test between Todd and I on the air. That's what I
And
recommend.
I say we do that
San
too.
Diego.
No, you laughing, but I'm just serious.
We go. Dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I tell you, we just started the month of December. And Noah, you already know we just started this month off, and man, I'm just feeling it in my veins.
I can tell.
The Christmas spirit. And guess what, my friend? I will be back there Monday. I will be looking at you face to face, watching the veins pop up in your head. Hey, looking forward to it, man. So I'm back.
I am too. It's been a while. I know you guys have been doing a lot of traveling, but I cannot wait for you to be back in the studio here.
It's been almost a month, man,
And speaking of you being in the studio on Monday, you forgot to point out at the very beginning of the show what day it actually is today.
It's Friday. Friday. No, this is one of them wow moments, man. Hey, it's Friday. It will be Friday.
It's Friday.
Hey, man, I wanted to do it. I was just trying to figure out how we get this in and stay on track with this.
Well, your
topic.
producer is on it. Friday has now been paid tribute to.
Yes, and I tell you, these two great guests are friends of mine that I've been knowing for at least 12
Great
plus.
people.
Well, almost. I think 14, almost 15.
I want to know if Commander Smiley's cracking a smile on the Zoom.
Man, he don't smile at all. Commander Smiley has a stone face every time. You know what? But I tell you what, no. At the end of the month, when I'm back December New Year's, he's gonna be in studio with me, with you.
Oh, I cannot wait. And the mission of that show, we are going to make you smile, Commander Smiley. Guaranteed.
I doubt that very soon. Commander Smiley, are you gonna smile?
If I need to.
I tell you, we got to get back to the show. And Michelle, what are we talking about today?
Yes, first topic is COVID may be America's and the world's biggest challenge in over 100 years. And our listeners, if you want to be part of this conversation, please call in at 1-888-344-1170. It's 1-888-344-1170. Commander Smiley, in your opinion, what has been the economic impact of COVID in regard to the specific industries in our country?
Well, the impact has been very drastic and shutting down small businesses, slowing down commerce. When you couple other things like convoys of tankers in the water, also not being able to bring supplies to the United States and other places, it's just been, let us say, the perfect storm. Because now, when you look at what's going on, businesses are trying to come back, but also they had to raise prices. Gas prices had to raise. Some areas it's $5 a gallon, but people are not back to work in a way that they can really start paying all these new higher prices and still be able to survive. So we're at that balance part of this equation, and with COVID and now with regulations for different things, be it travel, going into different restaurants, people not wanting to go back to work because they're scared. We're not going to get out of this situation anytime soon. And that's what we have to really start bracing for. When a person decides not to go back to work, even because they don't want to take the test, but their job is telling them that they need to be vaccinated, what does that do to the economy? It then puts another strain on the economy, right? So, of course, I want Yvette to elaborate a little bit more, but I don't see us getting back to our normal self anytime soon. And I see us getting closer to a recession than anything else.
Thank you, Commander Smiley. Yvette, many international destinations require testing before passengers depart, sometimes in addition to vaccination. But with the exception of flying to Hawaii, there are no mandates currently for testing in advance for domestic flights. What are your thoughts on this?
I am someone who actually gets on a plane quite frequently. I did fly last year when the airlines were not flying at full capacity, and therefore they really were practicing the social distancing and everything. And people who were actually on the planes at that time, they were willing to wear their masks because they knew that it was a necessary evil. Well, in my current travels in 2021, the planes are just as packed as they were before. The terminals are just as packed as they were before, and people are having a really hard time actually wanting to wear their masks. I do think that we should have some type of testing each time you get on the plane, and I say that because the planes are packed. As you know, we now have the current Omicron virus that has come along, and that actually came in from South Africa. And now, recently, it's just been announced that it's now hit on to a few other states. But the fact of the matter is that had we had the testing done before we got on the planes, we would actually know who has gotten on the plane that has tested positive. Now, myself, I have been triple vaccinated. However, you do have people who say that they are vaccinated and they are not. And so therefore, because unfortunately we cannot necessarily go by someone's word, we should have a mandate that when you get on the plane, that you should be able to show that you have not tested positive in anything, because that's truly the way that we will keep the spread down. The spread isn't just occurring from overseas or across borders. The spread is actually happening right here in the good old US of A.
Wow. You know what, Yvette? I just want to add on to that before I ask James another question. Me and James went to New York. Now, New York City has a rule that if you want to go to any restaurant, even into a fast food place, you need to show your vaccination card along with your ID so they know exactly you. So when we went to New York, we made copies of our vaccination card and we were able to go into restaurants or a fast food place. And that is very, very smart. But I digress. I'm going to.
But let me add a
James has
little.
a comment on that.
Okay, so in New York, you cannot even go to the gym. You cannot even go on anything, almost not get on the subway without showing that you are vaccinated. And I believe that the country is going to be going there. Now, you know, I kind of have mixed feelings about our government demanding that everybody get vaccinated. I feel that it's choice. I feel that it's up.
However, it's not to step on your words, but I have to say this. People have only been saying with the new COVID vaccines that I should have a choice. But when we were 5 years old, we did not have a choice to get vaccinated in order to go to school. When we became 10 years old, we did not have a choice to get that booster for that vaccine. When we were 13 years old, getting ready to go into high school, we did not have a choice to get that vaccine. And when kids get ready to go into college, they were making sure that we had the HPV vaccine as well. So the government, we have always been required to take vaccines. This is not the very first time ever in our history that we have had to do vaccines. So when people say that, I find that to be absolutely incredulous because we've been required to have vaccines from day one. We came out of the womb getting a vaccine. So, and then the other argument that people oftentimes have is, well, I don't know what's in it. But if you ask that same person what is the chemical compound of an apple, they have no clue. But everything that we have in our life is a chemical.
I still believe, in my opinion, that everybody should be able to choose whether they want to get the vaccine or whether they want to be able to do these things. I'm not saying that I don't believe in it because I have had both shots in the booster, and so have my wife, and so have most people in my family. But I believe it's a choice because the rules and regulations, how the government lays things out, but no one should be made to do these things because they understand what the implications is. Now, I do believe that what you just said earlier, that we probably need to show proof in order to do certain things that you did get this. Because we got all these different variants coming out now, and it's going to be many, many more. but I still believe it's a choice that people should decide to do. And I mean, the choice that I made was like, I'm getting mine. If they give me a chance to get another one, I'm gonna get mine. I mean, and because I know the government is gonna crack down on you're not gonna be able to fly, you're not gonna be able to do anything. It's already happening in states. But you should not make people do these things, and that's the only thing I'm saying.
Hey, James,
But we've been making people do things from day one. I mean, you can go to school without getting a vaccine from day one. We've been made to get these things all along. So the only difference is that this one is one that has come along that we now know about.
Wow. You know, we got to take a station break right now. You know what? This is why I love Hot Topics, because everybody has an opinion, and I don't think any of them are wrong. I just think it's what you believe. This is what I believe. This is what I think. This is how I feel. You know, we're gonna come back and we're gonna continue to talk about the hot topics. And if you want to be part of the conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley. We got Michelle Cooley right here. We'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
There is much truth in a journey that ain't over yet, as all of us
know.
journey through.
Yes, sir.
I still believe everybody should have a
just
choice.
like I have.
I know. I agree. I agree with you.
We're going to the next topic.
And
What's
in the
next
new
topic?
audio
crimes
version
reach the
of
highest
my
level
book,
of
Country Boy,
organization.
City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet. You can join me as I share my true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. This is a must listen to for anyone who thinks they're stuck in life or need to understand that their current situation is not their final destination. Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet is the unfiltered truth to provide hope.
But we getting off this hot topic right here. This COVID life. We're going to the
Like I
next
told you, dude, I wasn't even talking. My vein was going. That's all I got.
one. Man, you know
That's
what,
why
man?
we call it hot
life.
topics.
I
Everyone has
would
an
Hey
opinion.
man, I just imagine
Country
what's
Boy,
that guy named? Not the Cleon,
yeah,
but
on
the
Amazon and wherever audio
the guy
book.
with the veins in his head.
What?
No,
The
that guy
Cardassian?
with
The
veins.
Kardashian. Gold to call.
Go to car. Go to car. Hey, you know I go to car. Here it is, right?
The youth of
Yep.
And
So
I was just,
whenever there's a hot topic show, that's exactly how I look. I agree.
oh man.
will assist us in making
Let's
a
go.
difference
We
in the
gonna
lives of the
switch-
youth in our community.
switch
You can
topics
give
and go
online
to the
at
other one and do one
cooleyfoundation.org.
segment
The
of that one,
Jc
then we
Cooley
gonna go to the other
Foundation
one.
thanks you in advance for your contribution.
Noah Dingley here, producer of the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
For some youngsters, Christmas can be the saddest of times. Help change that by bringing a toy to any of the designated drop-off areas. This message courtesy of TR Construction, serving the area with quality and pride. For all your construction needs and the job done right, call Linda and the staff at 858-537-6490. 858-537-6490. That's TR Construction, on the air reminding everyone to please donate a toy this holiday season.
Imagine doing one thing that gave you an entirely different perspective about your place in the world. I'm Dinesh D'Souza, inviting you to join me for a 10-day Stand with Israel tour in November of 2022. You'll gain firsthand insight into Israel's fascinating past and promising future. Walk the ancient temple steps and touch the Western Wall. Sail on the Sea of Galilee. Book this tour today. Call 855-565-5519 or book
Coming back
at Stand with Israel Tour.
30 seconds, no or so?
The Answer,
Oh,
San
there you go.
Diego. Streaming now on smart
You wanna bring us
speakers
back?
and odyssey.com.
I'll bring us back.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I tell you, once a month we talk about hot topics, and I tell you that gets the blood flowing, that get the thought process going, and that also allows us to know what's on other people's mind. I mean, I believe that it's all about getting along. It's all about loving each other. It's all about respecting each other, regardless of our opinions that we might have. And so, listening audience or anybody part of this, it's nothing personal. This is what I believe. This is what I think. This is how I feel. And Commander Smiley, I've been knowing that guy for over 30 years, and and as teenagers and as early in our 20s, we done had these type of discussions. Not like today's time, but we grew up doing these things. So I tell you, we want to be part of this great conversation. That's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170.
We're going to topic number 2. Hate crimes reached the highest level in more than a decade. More than 10,000 people reported to law enforcement last year that they were the victim of a hate crime because of their race or ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender, religion, or disability, a number that has been on the rise in recent years, according to the FBI. Yvette, why do you believe that there has been an increase in hate crimes?
You know, the fact of the matter is that people have gotten to the point where they become so entitled. One, they're totally PC. They've become so entitled that they deserve to have something because they're alive. We have a lot of first world problems here, but our first world problems are nothing compared to what other people are going through. But because we're so much into our bubble, and we have gotten ourselves to the point where we only want to communicate with those people who look like us, sound like us, think like us, and anybody who's outside of that realm, they just don't count. They don't matter. You're wrong because you don't think like me.
Thank you, Yvette. Commander Smiley, there has been a significant increase in hate crimes towards Asian Americans. Do you believe this stems from the emergence of COVID-19 and people inexcusably referring to this as the China virus? Before you answer that, I just want to give my thoughts on that question. I do believe the past administration has really set Asian Americans up for slander and for hate crime increase because of the origin of the COVID-19. I mean, I think that is so wrong. That is so destructive. Those are my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts, Commander Smiley.
Well, I'm gonna go back for a second on that great last conversation that Yvette and JC was having. And I'll just say this real quick because it's going to lead into my answer. When you're a child, when you're a teenager, you don't have a choice, right, to do things. Your parents say this is what you're going to do, you do it. As we get older and become adults, that's when we get into that capability of making our own choices and going forward in the world. So I say that because that's where you have to have that balance of listening to people when they argue, hey, I'm not going to get the vaccine. Okay, well, that's your choice. But you also have to enlighten them that by doing this choice, you're looking out just for yourself and not for the group, right? And then we that get vaccinated have to make choices if we're going to be around people that are not vaccinated. And yes, people will lie because some of them are trying to get their jobs or hold their jobs. But once it becomes that you have to have that identification or that card to really show and prove it's you with a secondary piece of identification, that's going to stop. So let's go into the hate crime part of it, right? Hate crimes have been to the dawn of time, right? Whatever color you might be at different times in history, there was a hate crime. When we had diseases coming out and was coming from Africa, right? Most people were then coming back towards Black folks and saying, hey, we brought it here to America not understanding that a disease can be found anywhere, right? It does. Birds fly everywhere. You know, we got animals. It is what it is. I would say those people are making choices because, one, people become scared. When you become scared, you make stupid choices, right? And then you have anxiety. Then you add being locked up for a while. So then you say, well, this happened in this country. Well, they start to identify those people, that actual race, and really they're doing it just because they're scared, and they don't understand. And we do that in this country with a lot of things. But hate crimes really started before this right now, before COVID, when we'll just say that people in certain high places in positions accepted how people reacted to very crucial things. You know, if you see a person get killed and you're in a position of authority, you're supposed to take action to calm everybody, not to incite people to say, oh, by the way, that might have been okay, but once you do that, you just tell people it's okay to really, really go out here and just do things and make choices that do not fit into the structure of what we say the U.S. is about.
Wow. Thank you, Commander Smiley. James, do you believe our government and lawmakers are doing enough to tackle the issue of the increase in hate crimes?
No, I do not. I believe that just like Commander Smiley was saying, it become partisan on what your base believe in. And it's all about inciting your base, whether it's right or wrong. Uh, I think the way things are today, you know, it's like, what's going to get me some votes? This is so wrong. I believe that we need to do the right thing based on our values, based on our ethics, based on what we was taught to do, regardless of politics, regardless of whether that's going to get us some points. I mean, I'm an honest guy, and and a lot of times just being honest and straight up doesn't always get you points. But I also believe that we love each other regardless of politics. But it's all about a power thing in the 21st century right now, which I think is so wrong. And I ran for public office. I did all of these type of things, and I just the way things are on the left and on the right. I don't agree with neither one of those because it's all about how much how can I get my base rise up? How can I get voted into office? And we can sit back and lie, we can cheat, we can hurt people, and we don't care about death. And that I just feel that we're not doing what we supposed to do. I think we need to get back to the 80s, Ronald Reagan, or go back to the 60s with JFK. Uh, and I just think that we're not as leaders as in political parties. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. Just put the politics to the side. Open up our heart. Let's learn to love and respect.
Thank you, James.
I have to step in there on that again. Here I go. I'm sorry. The thing is that we cannot depend on our government in order to erase the hate crime, in order to get us to come together and actually have the diversity. The real way that that's really going to happen is if we actually all get together and visit with one another and have a conversation with one another and actually sit down and talk to one another. Today, I was at a trade show for the disabilities. Now, I have no friends who are disabled. I see people in passing who are disabled, but I never really and truly had a true, for real conversation with those who are disabled. I learned so much about so many different people today who have those same disabilities, I learned and I watched and I saw how they have their personalities that come out and how they share their personalities and. So if you look on TV and you see the picture of what should be a disabled person, it's nothing like what I saw today. Being in a group of people who are disabled, they are just as diverse as we are. The problem is that we are in our bubble. Everyone who we hang out with, they think like us, they talk like us, they go to school like us. But the government can't do that. We have to do it ourselves.
We have to do it ourselves. And that's what, Yvette, we're going to take a station break, but I believe that we need to look at people not from a physical perspective or what we see on the outside. I believe that we just need to see the light in everybody, because everybody brings purpose. And, and as long as we don't understand that, it's going to be hate, disrespect, and just seeing a person from color or religion or whatever that might be. That is so wrong. I tell you, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back and we're going to continue this great conversation about hot topics. And when we come back, we're going to the next hot topic. But I tell you, if you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and Michelle Cooley will be back shortly after the break. It's Your Life.
There's more stories of greatness.
Do you realize what's about to happen, JC?
Up on
What's
It's
up,
Your
man?
Life.
We're about to get through all 3 hot topics in one show.
A
And you know
nonprofit
what?
organization that was
means we
started
can
in
only have
October of
two
2014.
guests
I
on.
think, you know
Panelists.
what? I was already thinking that. I think that's the key.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Young adults and citizens
you know
of our
what?
great communities
It's been going
nationwide
pretty good so
and
far.
overseas. We hope that
Yeah, I think so.
one
Oh,
or
yeah.
more of the many
This next,
exciting events that we're
topic,
offering
man,
this
is
year
gonna be a
and
little
experience
controversial.
firsthand the
Smash and
pride we
grab
take in
fronts.
supporting our
But man,
cause.
this is
It's
man,
our
we
mission
need to
to
get this under
equip the youth
control.
of today
That's
for the
crazy,
challenges of
Noah.
tomorrow.
The smash and
rely
grab.
Yeah, it's disturbing. There's more and more of it popping up too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man.
You have a comment on that, Noah?
If I do, I'll just politely interrupt on air.
Okay. So
Yeah, there's some of that's been happening in San Diego too. It's disgusting.
oh man, it's happened a couple of times in LA today.
You can give online at
Chicago,
CooleyFoundation.org. Remember
Yvette
that
is
every
at. I mean,
donation
I'm
makes a
talking about
difference regardless of
that's-
size.
I mean, it's just all
The
just
Jc
crazy.
Cooley Foundation
But
thanks
man,
you in
can believe
advance
we
for
gonna
your
get to all 3
contribution.
topics? Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited because I think actually since the show went live and we started doing the hot topics, this is the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Found and
the last-
realization that life
hey,
would
let me
never
know
be the
when we
same.
got 2
I'll tell you
minutes to
what.
go.
If you promise me, Michelle will ask me question 5. I will give you an opinion.
Oh, okay. I'll do question 5 for you.
Okay.
Immediately.
Boy, City Boy, a journey that ain't over yet by James.
Okay,
Build
good,
up.
good. But we don't
But I'm
have-
gonna give. I'm
Amazon
gonna
and
do
everywhere
how much
books are
time we got?
sold.
You mean until we get back or in the segment?
No,
in the segment.
We will have 9 minutes.
Oh, that's
Okay, so you asked me the
Choose
first
from
question.
San Diego
So we're
County
gonna go back
selection
again.
of
And then you
certified
ask- no,
pre-owned
me,
Lexuses.
Noah,
Save with 0%
and
financing
Smiley.
on select certified
Okay.
pre-owned
Then-
Lexus
then-
models.
then I
Sign
take
up
it
for
over.
auto enjoyment at Lexus
Well, if we get a
Carlsbad and
chance,
get a
we got
$40
nine
gift card to
minutes,
the
Michelle.
Crossings at Carlsbad.
Okay.
Details at LexusCarlsbad.com. Not all buyers
Hey,
qualify
hey,
for
dude.
approved credit.
Yo,
Monday.
Enjoy a day at the beach during the
Man,
December November
I
sales
hope you're
event.
ready to
Visit
eat
Lexus
because I'm
Carlsbad.
bringing you dinner and dessert in.
well, here's what I'm gonna do. I already have a plan. And it's called I am only bringing in a yogurt plan because I plan for Jc Cooley to stuff me senselessly.
Oh, it ain't gonna be pretty,
Weekends
man. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Didn't expect any less, my friend.
Monday.
in San Diego. The answer.
Oh, I didn't ask. Is Michelle coming with you this visit?
No,
Oh,
but I got
boom.
my oldest son who's
At 4
off
a.m.,
into
right here
video
on
and
The
off
Answer
into
San
all of this
Diego.
Yeah, you
stuff.
mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's coming in, and my youngest
Streaming
son
now
must be
at
there.
the answer.
I'm all excited about getting Commander Smiley and end of the year, making that guy smile.
He's coming in.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm Michelle Cooley. Listening audience, Tonight, we're discussing December 2021 hot topics. And if you want to be part of the conversation, please call in at 1-888-344-1170. It is 1-888-344-1170. Topic number 3. Why some U.S. cities are facing a spree of smash and grab crimes. While the increase of smash and grab robberies has targeted retailers of all sizes, the relative impact on small businesses is substantial. Even a minor robbery can lead to a significant portion of their inventory being stolen, prompting some owners to reconsider whether to even reopen. James, critics think the recent crime wave is a result of years of lawmakers and even voters watering down penalties for committing these acts. Do you believe offenders should face strict penalties for these type of robberies?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? This is so crazy. This is organized crime in the making with groups. And it's happening so rapidly across our country. I believe that, we need to, first of all, get down to the root cause of what's going on. And law enforcement, I know that through the last year and a half, things that have been happening, they done cut down on the police forces and all this other type of stuff. We need to get those forces back up. And we need to be able to monitor this. And I believe that whoever behind these horrific crimes where you have 20 to 80, 100 people at one time just busting into a business, breaking the windows down, everybody running and get all these type of things. This does not happen just in, okay, we just gonna do this. This is organized. And it's I don't know how we get it under control, but I believe that a lot of this comes from what's happening in America today. So I'm talking about jobless. I mean, people can get jobs. They don't want to work. It's just stupidity.
Noah, some cities have increased law enforcement presence around malls and retail stores. Do you believe this will solve the problem?
Well, I've been thinking about this actually for quite some time because this has been in the news pretty much everywhere, especially here in Southern California, Michelle, and in areas where they have defunded police and made some revisions that they don't need as much law enforcement. I think all that does is encourage people to try and get away with more. And like James said, some of this is very organized. So how do you combat organized crime, especially when it's something like this smash and grab robberies that are just absolutely horrific, just destroying businesses and damaging property? I mean, it's uncalled for. And I really, truly believe, because I back the blue all the way, that increased law enforcement around the malls and the retail areas, no matter what city might be having these problems, is definitely at least a good first step at getting this under control. You cannot expect, with some of the stuff happening, that not changing policy or to decrease the amount of activity from law enforcement in that area is going to solve the problem. So will it solve it? No, but a good first step, as I said, is to increase the law enforcement. That is their job. That's what they're there for. Let them protect and serve.
Thank you, Noah. Commander Smiley, in your opinion, why do you think these types of robberies are happening in our U.S. cities?
Well, it's already been said. Right now, look at what's going on. People are choosing not to go to work. You take that with self-gratification, saying, I want to get something real quick and without working for it. And then you add, hey, there are a lot of people because of COVID, be it some have lost their jobs, they're trying to get things and get money very quickly. So it's like I say in the beginning, it's like the perfect storm. And the people doing it though, like James mentioned, that they're not understanding that they're also, again, hurting the economy. Robbing is not going to help us, or stealing is not going to help us get better in this situation. It's just going to make it worse, because once the business is shut down, then you have nowhere to go, right? That also takes away jobs. So jobs go away. And I can go on, but I'll just leave it at that. I mean, it's just a trickle-down effect. So we'll be in a bad place. And like I said before, I see us being in a bad place for a long time until we get a grasp on everything else.
Thank you, Commander Smiley. Yvette, since some stores have reopened during the pandemic, they've seen a surge in these types of crimes. Do you believe there's a correlation between these types of crimes and the pandemic that we're in?
I do, but what I think we should really do is do a little backup. So before someone took the first hammer to put it towards the window, who organized it, as you said earlier, in order to get it together? Is it something that they got together on social media, through some of the social media channels to say, hey, on XYZ time, we're all going to meet over here, and this is what we're going to do? Because too many mobs of people are just showing up. It's not just one person who's showing up doing it. It's like there's underground conversation going on that's instructing people to go and do the bust out. Now, to answer your question, the challenge that you have, and I see this being, a small business supplier, is that when small businesses get hit like that, people don't realize that just because that person has their own business, they are not millionaires. They're struggling just like you are. And when you step in and you bust open their windows and you steal their stuff, that stuff that they may or may not have paid for, you've just put them in a hole. And by putting them in a hole, you've also put their employees in a hole, and their employees are not able to go to work, and their employees aren't able to pay their rent and everything else. So it is truly a direct correlation for when you go in and you bust out that window to get yourself something for nothing that hurts your economy, your community's economy immediately.
Wow. This has been such a great topic. And Noah, my great producer, I think we learned something from these two great guests that, first of all, we don't need three because we identify important topics. We need to be able to get through all of them. I want to thank these two great guests for being on Hot Topics. And you know what, Noah, we might have to have them back on again because they're such great panelists. And Noah,
Great panelists, keen minds, and they have just great observation. Love them both.
Great observation. Michelle, what are your thoughts on this?
I think this was a great conversation, a lot of good insights to the different topics, and we appreciate Commander Smiley and Yvette Leslie for contributing to these conversations.
Wow, and I just want to thank both of them for taking the time to come on. But tell you what, I want to thank my great co-host Michelle Cooley. I want to thank my great producer Noah Dingley. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our listening audience for taking time to tune in to the James Cooley Show nightly, because we are bringing these great topics. I just want our listening audience to know that we're always looking for sponsors so we can continue to bring great messages and great guests like we have on tonight. And I tell you, I want everybody to have a absolutely wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm looking forward to heading to California in a couple of days.
Can't wait to see you.
And looking eye to eye to my great producer. But I tell you what, I want everybody to enjoy this weekend and next weekend, Christmas holidays. It's your life. I'm James Cooley. We'll be back with you Monday. Same time, same place. It's your life. I'm James Cooley. This is Michelle Cooley.
Thanks for joining us for It's Your Life.
That was we hit the magic formula, dude. That was good.
45 seconds.
Or become a guest. Visit CooleyFoundation.org.
But yeah, we figured out the formula. 2 guests, and we can get them all in.
Man, this was great,
Quit today for the challenges of tomorrow.
Yeah, it's only going to be 2 guests from here on
James
out.
Cooley Show.
And
It's Your Life,
If you have any
where
recommendations,
you learn how to
my great
dream
producer,
big, think big, and
topics
be
or
big at
guests, come on, man.
everything that
Let
you
us know.
do.
Well, that's why I'm telling. Like, I think a good, if a good, well, one, if you want an additional panelist for another future hot topics, I think actually Mark Moniz, I think he would be good. And then also, I really think eventually somewhere down the line, if we get the right mix of topics, I think a Barry and Edwin show would be pretty stellar.
I think they would.
I'm going to call owning.
Tell you
and
what,
lock
my
in
friend, I got to
Wi-Fi
get back
now.
to this Zoom.
Call owning at 8332-owning or go to owning.com and lock in.
I'm probably going to be up for about an hour and a half. I don't know. But I tell you, let's talk this weekend or certainly Sunday or Monday.
Owning.com.
Sounds good, buddy.
Talk to you in a minute.
NMLS.
Take care.
You got them all?
No, I need for you.
Okay. I'm back.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello?
Unmute yours.
Michelle, you're muted.
Okay.
You're off.
Oh,
Michelle, you're muted.
Hello.
There you go. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
No, they
Hello?
are muted.
Hello?
Hi, Yvette. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Hey, this was absolutely fantastic. Alias. I knew you had something in that database.
You know,
I knew
you do
you had
that
something
so
in
well until you look like you're mimicking yourself.
Hey, you got Yvette, you were great. Smiley, great as usual. What did you think, Yvette, since this is your first time as a panelist?
Okay, now I can laugh. Before we start this, I didn't get to get my giggles out first, so now I can get the giggles out. Actually, it was pretty cool. It's interesting because some of the conversation, this actually brought out some of the conversations that I've had, like during various trade shows, so like visiting with friends who do not think like me. And so it's almost like being able to have the same type of conversation in your living room with more people.
You know what, Yvette? You know I'm about to say this. Turn your phone.
Turn mine down?
Yeah. You know I'm about to say this. You surprised me tonight. You were so thoughtful. You think out every single thing before you say it, and you're very cautious on how you said it. Now, this was absolutely fantastic. Commander Smiley, you already know, man. You don't smile. Everybody know you don't. But this young lady was incredible. What? Go ahead and give her props, dude.
She was very good.
Incredible. And you know what? I might have to stop calling you alias Big Head.
Well, you know, you keep trying to find someone to be like you, and I choose not to.
Oh, he's trying to make you a mini-me.
Right.
And no, this was so good. And so you guys now see what we talk about when hot topics. When we talk about hot topics, it's
Yvette,
oh no, I'm talking about you see how it can get. And we sometimes we have people that don't even want to be part of it because open-mindedness is not there.
Right.
And it's all about respect. You can disagree and respect. So this was very good, and we might consider you guys again next month with Hot Topic. Everybody except Commander Smiley.
That's right.
Thank you so much. I know it's been a long day for you.
Yes.
Ready
I've been up since 4:30 this morning.
You ready to call it a day, aren't you?
Well, Commander Smiley been up since 3 o'clock. I know him. And he probably gonna be up until 3 o'clock this morning. And it's a weekend, supposedly, but not for him.
But you know what? Being in the bed and up at 3 is not the same as being up at 3.
No, I'm talking about Commander Smiley up at
I'll be up. I don't be in the bed.
Hey,
I wish
and
I was in the
that,
bed.
by the way, Yvette.
Huh?
I caught that. Being in the bed at 3 is not being here. Hey, we caught that. We are military folks. We get up
Well, she's married to a military dude.
Well, that means he need to get up, and Yvette, you need to get up.
Smiley, she's got a Marine.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
I can help the young Marine out.
Oh, you help him out, huh? What are you?
I've done my time with the Marine Corps and Navy.
Wow. So you got double major. I'm sorry.
Oh, so
thank
she
you.
don't know. You don't know Commander Smiley?
No.
That was the
Oh.
first time she met him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, right.
He runs the submarine shipbuilding, White House, Pentagon, all that stuff. I'm trying to get a job from him. He won't even give me a job, and I've been knowing him for 30.
That's because he knows you're a big head.
Yeah.
I am done. I've been working hard like Commander Smiley and Yvette, and I'm tired. I'm gonna get
Hey, Commander, I need a job, sir. Can I get a job?
Yeah, if you want one, you take my job.
Bye, everybody. I'm signing off.
I tell you what. Hey, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm signing off too.
Me
Commander
too.
Smiley.
Me too.
I will talk to you later, man.
All right.
Yvette,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much. Great job. Great job, both of you guys.
Thank you.
Way to go, Yvette. Let's go.